Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series as we move right before the middle point of June in 1983 in World Class. June 11th, 1983 is this particular episode. We've got about 65 or so other episodes. If you like the World Class Series, please check that out. We will be adding other territories as we go along here, too. Toriatsu versus Gentleman Chris Adams is your opening contest this week. Adams has had almost a weekly presence on the program for the last several weeks, so obviously big things coming for him. Arman Hussein, Toriatsu. Toriatsu, I think, is one of Hussein's only talents left at the moment. Yatsu, obviously the martial artist. We have not seen Kabuki in a while. I assume he's in another territory at this point. Um, but Yatsu and Adams is a good pairing because they both kind of have that ground style, and the martial arts mix in of Yatsu is kind of interesting. Beautiful bridge by Yatsu, actually almost does an up and over and does into a leg grapevine. So if you like the more mat-based grappling, this is a good match to check out. Uh, Looks like an attempted power slam more towards the close of the match, but a catch and a hot shot across the top rope is the role of Yatsu here. Adams actually looks, I wouldn't say weak in the match, but surprisingly competitive with Yatsu. Maybe his first match where he's not the enhancement talent, but a 50-50 offering, which actually does look good because we do see him a little more challenged than normal. A super kick um, by Adams and a second one. The only reason that Yatsu doesn't go down after the second one is he's held up by the ropes, and a third one, almost a sidestep there. Overuse of the super kick in this match. Gee, we see that in 2020 all these years later. So, kind of an interesting dichotomy there. And a cross body from the second rope gets a near fall for Adams as well. Yatsu, who does not have as many high profile matches as he generally does. A fourth super kick by uh, Adams, and he super kicks Armand Hussein off the apron for his trouble, but then goes to the top rope, hits a top rope drop kick, which is rare to see in 1983. Did not mean for that to rhyme. For the victory for Adams here. We then go poolside with the Freebirds. They're talking about how Kerry Von Erich can't find a partner, can't even find his father to be a partner for him, can't find anybody to be a partner. And instead, they talk about having all the gold, wanting the gold back, how the Von Erichs want the world championship. Then Terry Gordy goes and watches Buddy Roberts dive into the pool. Not sure why that needs to be a spectator sport, but the talk of Kerry Von Erich not being able to find a partner is later revealed in the same episode that the partner will be, in fact, Bruiser Brody. Had not seen Brody before this in my journeys. Actually, I think the first time I ever saw Brody might have been a world-class match. Maybe one of the matches he had with Abdullah the Butcher. Again, a late rise to the territories, as I did not get into territorial wrestling until after becoming a fan and a tape trader in the early 2000s. So lots of this stuff I have not seen before. Enjoying the journey with you, but I remember Brody being a big deal. We come back to the Mongol versus Ken Johnson. Mongol, I guess, needing an extra squash here and there. Very basic match, almost incessantly so. Punch, kick, chin locks, and the likes by the Mongol. Mongol has taken his fair share of losses, so perhaps a talent rehab sort of situation. He does show more wrestling action than normal. What I mean by wrestling action, meaning his propensity towards chin locks and the like, which is a bit surprising. We then move to him gaining a victory much to the liking of Skandor Akbar. Use of a running power slam gets him that victory, and he's at least protected a little while longer. Kevin Von Erich talks about his upcoming rematch where the over-the-top rule has been waived. Flair can lose in that fashion if need may in fact be. And Kevin talks about really wanting to be the champion, and the Freebirds versus the Freebirds and Garvin, which is actually the match that I remembered from the last review. Please disregard my confusion. I watched the shows and badges, so this is the Freebirds and Jimmy Garvin versus Von Erichs and Iceman King Parsons elimination style match. The match is in fact just chaotic. Freebirds do gain a good bit of influence. Terry Gordy gets pinned by all the baby faces on the opposite team. Kevin Von Erich pairing off with Jimmy Garvin. They're going to do battle in Texas Stadium. Again, Freebirds do find out later they are unhappy with the reality that they will have to defend the tag team championships, Kerry and Bruiser Brody. I assume Brody turns here, although I have no knowledge of that. I just can't imagine Brody and the Von Erichs on the same side. Even imagining it in the short term feels a little overwhelming to me because my knowledge of Brody in Texas is as a heel, so although my knowledge of Brody in general is limited. Crazy to think that 83 is 6 years before his untimely passing. I wonder to think what he would have been like in the 90s as part of the Monday Night War had he had the mind to stay, had he been able to stay alive and had the inclination to stay in the business. Kevin Von Erich with the, or actually I think that's David with the skin the cat, a couple of times in the match. You can get eliminated in this particular match with over the top, which is partly why the rules are so nuts. I mean, referees are squared off. There's too much action. If you like chaotic action, the last 2 weeks' main events are it with a 6-man and then the 8-man. The Von Erichs do walk away the winners of the contest, however, and we are a couple of weeks closer to the Reunion Arena event. Kevin and David and all of them really wanting the Von Erichs to gain the heavyweight championship, seeing all three Von Erichs in the ring with Iceman King Parsons. Parsons really could, I guess, main event a show if needed by this point, as he's been around the Von Erichs long enough to have done so. Hopefully this is helpful to you. We will be back with more probably tonight, although we also have the AEW Dynamite review up later before we get into Thursday, so that's there as well. More content for you, and keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.